Okay, hi everybody. It's me, Bonkai922. Was it Thursday night? I did a live stream. You know, a few reviews to do. No real summer animes have really come out that I'm going to be reviewing yet. So let's get into this. Fairy Tail chapter review. Now. Oh, by the way, the Kenichi chapter review. This chapter, gonna give this a 4 out of 5. And here's the thing. Now, this is Fairy Tail we're talking about. This is Fairy Tail. And anyone knows. I mean, this scenario, this storyline, this plot point of Gray and Silver, you could say it's one of the reasons why I went back to reviewing Fairy Tail. Well, that and the conclusion of this arc. But more to this, because I really want to know how this is going to conclude. It intrigues me, very much so. Now, this chapter was chapter 391. I believe this was called Gray versus Silver. Silver versus Gray. Now, the funny thing about this, why it's getting a 4 out of 5 was... No, not so. Well, it wasn't really a big deal. Gray, basically, he couldn't use... See, the whole thing about Silver is that he uses, according in this chapter, Devil Slayer magic? Which I believe was mentioned before about him. And, you know, we have the beginning part, and he says Deliora, so he basically saying Remnant of Ur to him. And we basically have getting hit, he gets hit a few times by, you know, Silver, getting thrown here and there. And the action's pretty awesome, you know, say the least. Gray going back and forth, does ice make cold Excalibur, you know, and we find out, obviously, he grabs the ice sword of Excalibur and begins to eat it. Which we're not surprised about, because any mage in Fairy Tail that uses Slayer magic, they eat said element that they use. Like Natsu eating fire, Gajiel eating iron or shadows, if you will. Wendy eating air. Same thing for the Godslayers. Lightning. Give or take. Now, he eats ice, obviously. More to the point, Gray's ice, which, you know, problematic. And he's like saying, you know, basically own type won't work on a Slayer type mage, and saying that only Ur's disciples can do nothing but use ice. That's why I've learned a magic resistant to ice, Devil Slayer magic. We go back to Juvia, who's fighting that guy, and he's basically saying that his power was recognized by the Dark King, and he's been appointed to the 9 demon gates. And basically, she's bringing up the point, why would a wizard that defeats demons join the guild? Like, why? She doesn't, you know, and saying that perhaps it was a whim of the Dark King, or that he would have a torrent for us. At any rate, the fact remains that he has been recognized by the Dark King. And then we have Juvia saying, Gray-sama. And then we see Gray, and he got... Ooh! He's got the ice in here, and he's... Ooh! It almost looked like he got cut in half. Ice is coming out of his chest like that. Gray got fucked up pretty bad there. I was like, damn. So... You know, he gets Bradley and he says, yes, that twisted raggedy after I kill you. He brings up Leon. He's going to go after Leon, and then he'll kill every single one of his precious friends. Leon, obviously, he said that because You know, Delior is essentially in Gray's father's body. Um, this is obviously revenge, plain and simple. Deliora wants to destroy every remnant of Ur's disciples for what she did to him. And pretty much, Gray's saying, stop talking such bullshit with my father's body and voice. He does ice attack hammer, ice impact. He says, that's not going to work. You know, he starts chewing at the bits, so on and so forth. He does Ice Demon's Rage to Gray. And then we see Gray, see his father, saying, become strong, Gray, the deformed face of Deliora as Gray's father. And we see, like, the blood. It was pretty gosh. Like right there, Gray, I'm like, damn. You know? Let's be blunt here. Let's be frank. This is a pretty serious situation that Gray has put himself in. That he's up against. I mean, his ice magic doesn't work against Silver at all. And the thing he does, well, he does this one attack, this one idea for an attack in the chapter. It works in that it doesn't. He's able to use it against him, but something happens. And he's like basically saying that Gray's basically saying after he got shattered like that, Thomas will destroy you with these hands. He's like, ice ain't gonna work on me. He's got 0 chance of winning. He does ice make cannon using debris to attack Silver. And he's like, basically saying, aren't you a crafty one? But he basically turns the whole place into ice. I covered everything in ice. There's no way you can make any more Titan's attacks. And basically, Gray's like, you just dug your own grave. This is the magic that covered the sun village in ice. I can pass it through my body, and I recreate it anytime with any form I wish. And he says, he's like, what do you mean? It's like, it's a well-known fact. The magic of their type won't work on Slayer type mages, but there's one exception to that rule. And we see Natsu, and he says, of course I can't eat my own flames. Are you retarded? And then he brings out, and he does disappear. He shoots Silver's own magic against him. Now, at that point, I'm thinking, maybe Gray can get out of this. Doesn't work. Now, his magic, obviously, he can't eat his own magic, Silver, but he brings out, next page, he just basically says, the only thing I can't do is eat the magic itself. It's ice. It's still not going to work on me. Have I made you remember yet the terror of Deliora? And it says on the side, little text, even suppressing his own limits had no effect on Deliora. The only choice left open to Gray is the Forbidden. And it says the next issue color cover to be continued in chapter 392. I must not forget. Now, this is fairy tale. This is fairy tale. Okay, let's be perfectly honest here. It's fairy tale. And I know I keep saying that, like, very little people, especially in fairy tale, the actual guild. I'm not saying the actual series here. Actually, the actual guild. Not a lot of them die. If Gray uses the technique, which he might use, which is the technique that was used to imprison Deliora. That technique, when you use it, you die. That's a known fact. It's not. You go watch the beginning of Fairy Tail when used it against Deliora. After she used it, she died. Now, I still don't think Gray will die. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. This was an awesome chapter, by the way. 4 out of 5. I just can't see him dying. Number one, even though you can't call him a main character, well, to some extent you could. To some extent. Anyone would know that, in the beginning of Fairy Tail, you had arcs. You had an arc for Gray. Gray had his own arc in the beginning of Fairy Tail. And for him to die, I don't know. What could happen? I really don't know, actually. To be honest with you guys, I don't know what could happen here. But I'm thinking, what if... I know this is probably people are going to say, that's an asshole. Well, it might be, but it might be the only way. Because if he uses the ice shield thing, ice shell, he's going to die. When you use that technique, your body turns to ice. It's not really a good thing. You die. What could happen is, because the chapter is called I Must Not Forget. So, to some extent, I'm thinking to myself, I must not forget. I'm thinking, like, to a certain point, maybe we will see Ur. I know that sounds crazy. Ur's dead, but I just got a feeling. Because, you see, here's the thing. The thing I want to bring up here. If Gray uses this technique, he dies. It's as simple as that. Ice shell. He turns his whole body into ice. That's it. It's game over. Game over, man! Game over! A line from the aliens. It's game over. He'll defeat... Of course, yeah. He'll probably... I don't even know if that will work. Because remember, he's repelling ice. So, rather, he finds a way to use a different type of magic, he's boned. He's seriously boned. So, I just don't know. I don't know how Gray's getting out of this. How the hell the fuck world is he gonna beat Silver when he can't use a different magic? And I really... Put it in the comment section below. I really don't think he can, even if he uses Ice Shell, I don't think that can work. Because remember, he repels any kind of magic. Ice magic. Deadly Water. Silver. I have no idea. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. What you thought. This chapter, so on and so forth. Bankai 922. Next week's going to be a chock full of goodies. Big time goodies next week. You're going to see some Toriko. You're going to, just little mentions, Toriko. You're going to see some Pluto. Review / discussion. And you're going to see, I'm going to try to do it. If I don't do it next week, maybe I'll just fit it in somewhere. The Manga Roulette. So look forward to that. I'm Bankai922. I'll see you guys later. Man, Gray is... wow. I'm out of ideas. Gray, my man. What are you going to do? I'll see you guys later.